In a town not so different from any other, there were two schools that everyone knew about. The first was Jack's School, a place buzzing with the sounds of children learning their ABCs and playing tag during recess. The second was Crocodile School, which was just as lively, known for its bright green building that looked a bit like a friendly crocodile smiling at the sun. Both schools had many things in common, from dedicated teachers to playgrounds filled with laughter. But one thing that set them apart and that all the students noticed were the cars the principals drove for school errands. These weren't just any cars, they were a part of the school's identity, as familiar as the school bell itself. Jack's School, for the longest time, had a very practical and dependable car. It was a 1999 GMC Jimmy, painted a simple and unassuming shade of white. This car was a workhorse, always ready to go on a trip to the supply store for more crayons or to the bakery for a special birthday treat. The students at Jack's School saw that white Jimmy every single day. It was parked in the same spot, right by the main entrance. It was reliable and sturdy, much like the school itself. The principal, Mr. Harris, kept it spotlessly clean, and its engine, though old, purred along without much fuss, a familiar sound in the school's daily rhythm. Over at Crocodile School, things were a little more colourful, just like their school name suggested. Their car was a 1996 GMC Jimmy, a bit older than the one at Jack's School, but it had a personality all its own. It was painted a vibrant, shiny red. This red Jimmy was just as much a part of the school's character as the green walls of the building. It seemed to match the energetic spirit of the students and teachers. The principal, Mrs. Gable, would often say the red colour was for good luck and happy adventures, and it certainly seemed to bring plenty of both to the school community. The red Jimmy was known all over town. When people saw that bright red vehicle heading down the street, they knew it was someone from Crocodile School on an important mission. Maybe they were picking up new books for the library or delivering student artwork to a local exhibition. The car wasn't just a way to get from one place to another, it was a rolling symbol of Crocodile School's pride. The students loved their red Jimmy. They would wave at it as it drove by, and some even drew pictures of it in their art classes, always making sure to use the brightest red crayon they could find. For many years, the two schools and their trusty GMC Jimmies were a constant in the town. The white Jimmy at Jack's School and the red Jimmy at Crocodile School were like old friends that everyone was used to seeing. They represented a time of simple routines and dependable service. The students who started kindergarten knowing those cars were still seeing them parked in their usual spots by the time they reached the higher grades. The cars were part of their school memories, a backdrop to their childhoods. They saw the cars in the rain, in the snow, and on sunny days, always ready for the next task. However, as time moved forward, the world started to change, and so did the needs of the schools. The old cars, while beloved, were beginning to show their age. The red Jimmy at Crocodile School in particular was starting to need more and more repairs. Mrs. Gable found that it was spending more time at the mechanic's shop than it was on the road for school business. It was becoming clear that a newer, more reliable vehicle was needed to keep up with the busy schedule of a modern school. The decision wasn't easy, as everyone had a soft spot for the cheerful red car that had served them so well for so long. The day came on June 23, 2007. This was a very important date for Crocodile School. On that day, they said a fond farewell to their old red friend and welcomed a brand new vehicle. The school decided to get a 2007 Dodge Caravan, and to keep the school's vibrant spirit alive, they made sure the new van was painted the very same shade of shiny, eye-catching red. The new Caravan was much bigger, with sliding doors and plenty of room for sports equipment, science fair projects, and boxes of school supplies. It was a big step up. The arrival of the red Dodge Caravan marked a new chapter for Crocodile School. The students were amazed by how sleek and modern it looked. It didn't have the same boxy shape as the old Jimmy. It was smooth and spacious. Mrs. Gable was thrilled with the upgrade. The new van was safer, more fuel efficient, and had all the modern comforts that made long drives for field trips much more pleasant. While the old red Jimmy was missed, the new red Caravan quickly became a new symbol of the school's progress, ready to create a whole new set of memories for a new generation of students. While Crocodile School was enjoying its modern red van, Jack's School continued to rely on its faithful white 1999 GMC Jimmy. For years and years it kept on running. Mr. Harris took great care of it, and it seemed like the old car might just run forever. Students came and went, new teachers joined the staff, but the white Jimmy remained a steadfast presence. It drove through the 2000s and well into the 2010s, a true testament to its durability. It became a bit of a local legend, the old school car that just wouldn't quit. It was a familiar and comforting sight for everyone in the Jack School community, but even the most reliable machines can't last forever. As the years passed, the white Jimmy started to look and feel very old compared to the newer cars on the road. Finding parts for repairs became more difficult, and its old engine wasn't as efficient as modern ones. The school board at Jack School finally decided that it was time for a major upgrade. They wanted a vehicle that was not only reliable but also reflected the school's forward-thinking vision. The search began for a car that was tough, modern, and could handle any task thrown its way, from hauling sports gear to navigating snowy roads in winter. That big change for Jack School happened on June 19th, 2023. It was a day filled with excitement and anticipation. The old white Jimmy was retired with a small ceremony, and in its place arrived a stunning, brand new 2023 GMC Canyon. This wasn't just a car, it was a powerful and sleek pickup truck. The school chose a sophisticated black color, which made the truck look both professional and incredibly cool. It was a huge leap into the modern era for Jack School, a vehicle that looked ready for any adventure the 21st century could offer. The students gathered around, their eyes wide with wonder at the shiny new truck. The black GMC Canyon immediately changed the image of Jack School. It looked strong, capable, and very impressive parked in front of the school. Mr. Harris was incredibly proud of the new truck. It had all the latest technology, safety features, and a powerful engine that could handle any job with ease. The upgrade from a 1999 SUV to a 2023 truck was a massive one, and it showed everyone that Jack School was investing in the best for its students and staff. The new Black Canyon became a symbol of strength and modernity, ready to serve the school for many years to come. The two schools continued on their separate paths, each with its modern vehicle. Jack School's black GMC Canyon was put to good use, becoming an indispensable part of daily life. It hauled everything from library books to pumpkins for the annual Halloween festival. Crocodile School's red Dodge Caravan was just as busy, shuttling students to chess tournaments and music recitals. For a little while, the town had two very modern school vehicles cruising its streets, a sleek black truck and a vibrant red van, each representing the unique character of its school. It seemed like a new, stable era had begun for both institutions. However, sometimes things change in ways no one expects. Sadly, news began to spread that Crocodile School was facing difficulties. Fewer families were moving into that part of town, and the number of students enrolling at the school started to decline year after year. The bright green building, once overflowing with energy, became quieter. Despite the best efforts of Mrs. Gable and her dedicated staff, the school found it impossible to keep its doors open. The community was sad to hear the news. Crocodile School had been a wonderful place of learning and friendship for a very long time. On March 20th, 2026, Crocodile School closed its doors for the very last time. It was a somber day for the students, parents, and teachers who had called the school their second home. The cheerful green building stood empty, and the playgrounds fell silent. The red Dodge Caravan, which had been such a proud symbol of the school's spirit, was sold. Its journey with the school had come to an end. The closing of Crocodile School marked the end of an era in the town, leaving behind many happy memories, but also a feeling of loss for the community it had served so well. In the end, only Jack School remained, its new black GMC Canyon, a symbol of its continuing story. The journey of the school cars tells a simple tale of time and change. It started with two old, dependable Jimmies, one white and one red, that served their schools faithfully. It progressed to modern vehicles, a spacious van and a tough truck, as each school looked toward the future. But for Crocodile School, the journey ended, a reminder that not all paths continue forever. Jack School carried on, its black truck a sign of resilience, rolling forward into a future where the memories of a little red Jimmy and a friendly Crocodile School would not be forgotten.